What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? My name is David DeFranco and welcome back to another collection video. Today we are going to be talking about the Nintendo 64, one of the most impactful video game consoles of my life. Honestly guys, I'm not even being dramatic when I say that. It was that impactful. It is one of my favorite consoles of all time. It was a huge graphical leap for its time, and I will just never forget some of the best memories that I made thanks to the N64. So, we are going to talk about my N64 collection. I put them all in a box because they were all in my basement. I'm thankful enough to have a basement pretty much completely dedicated to gaming and nothing but gaming, aside from some eBay selling and all that stuff. And hey, if you're wondering about my basement tour, well, that video is right below. That's a long video, so enjoy. Okay, but first, let's go through this video. And speaking of long videos, I'm going to try my best to only say a few thoughts about each game. That's really hard for me to do because I'm quite passionate about many things in this world, and obviously that includes gaming. Okay, here we go. I'm going in no certain order or anything like that. I'm just going to grab a game without even looking, and I'm going to talk about it. First up, Banjo-Kazooie. Really good choice. Gotta say, right here, guys, is an example of the good old days of Rare. I'm not gonna hate on Microsoft and say that they ruined Rare or anything, but there was something special about Rare games back then, and even back then, they called themselves Rareware. Nowadays, we just say Rare. But think of Rare as like the Rockstar games of, 1990s, early 2000s, because back then, when we were lucky enough to get a game made by Rare, we were pretty much guaranteed like a AAA experience, from GoldenEye to Banjo-Kazooie to other games, which I'll talk about shortly. Anyway, the point is, Rare simply made good stuff, and Banjo-Kazooie is a fine example. This was a really good platformer. Think like Super Mario 64, but not Mario. You played as Banjo and Kazooie, and it was just a collect-a-thon. Now, unfortunately, I never finished this game as a kid. I would like to revisit it one day via NSO, the virtual console. We don't call it that anymore, but it's the same thing, essentially. Hey, Gabby, always right on time as I'm trying to make a video. One moment, please. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, great game. Honestly, I don't think I met anyone who has ever really disliked Banjo-Kazooie because it was that good. Okay, Gabby, come on. I'm trying to make a video here. Give me space. Random game. Cruising USA. Okay. Banjo-Kazooie was cool, but I gotta say, Cruising USA is more special to me because this essentially brought the arcade experience home. Think like Dreamcast games like Hydro Thunder, that quality of graphics, but from the comfort of your home. Same exact deal with Cruising USA, except this was years ahead of the Dreamcast, obviously. This game was amazing for its time. She is absolutely obsessed with the idea of jumping up in my chair right now. Gabby, you gotta chill. Anyway, guys, Cruising USA was amazing. Now, I guarantee you, if you play this today, obviously you won't be blown away by the graphics, but for its time, Cruising USA was damn good. Look at that, I'm actually keeping my thoughts kind of short. South Park. I think many people, I don't know, I feel like the general consensus of South Park and the N64 was that it wasn't really like a good game, but me as a kid, I loved it. I mean, you could pee on things, I'm pretty sure. I know, that's weird, but hey, guys, it's South Park we're talking about. You could have snowball fights. Basically, you would take the crude humor of South Park, the TV show, but have it in the form of a video game. And I recall really enjoying this game, and anytime I see a claim, I instantly think of Turok. So there you go, South Park, N64, good times. Pilot Wing 64, guys, Pilot Wing 64, definitely not my type of game that I would play today. I mean, I would happily give it a... Actually, no, you know what? Dating back, to my early days of gaming, generally speaking, this would not be my type of game. I don't know, I'm more into arcadey games, and yeah, Pilot Wings is arguably arcadey, but the point is, this was a very slow-paced game, and I loved it for two reasons. Number one, the music. Seriously, guys, after this video, just YouTube Pilot Wings 64 soundtrack. Guaranteed, you're gonna love it. It's ultimate zen music. It's just so damn relaxing. And the second reason why I love this game so much is just that. Just like the music, the gameplay itself was very relaxing. And I have memories of my dad actually playing this a lot, which says quite a bit, because my dad's not a big gamer. Like, if he's gaming these days, he's always playing Dig Dug. Honestly, guys, the first game he played on the Switch 2 was Dig Dug. He's barely touched Mario Kart World or anything like that. He's just not a big gamer. But the point is, Pilot Wings 64 was easily accessible by tons of different gamers, whether you're casual, hardcore, or you just, you know, want to escape from, you know, the world for a little bit, reality. Pilot Wings 64, great game. I loved it. By the way, much like Wave Race, whatever happened to Pilot Wings? Nintendo, bring it back, baby, bring it back. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. I'm going to echo what I said in a previous collection video. I am by no means a Star Wars nerd, but I do appreciate the culture behind it. I appreciate especially the music, and I appreciate a good game anytime I get my hands on one. And Shadows of the Empire, guys, was a huge, huge deal back then. I'll never forget the mission where you're trying to take down the AT-ATs. Is that how you properly say it? You know, the AT-ATs. I think we've talked about this on stream recently. Shout out to my friend Mark. I'm pretty sure he confirmed you just call them AT-ATs, right? It sounds weird, but it's a weird acronym, to be honest. Anyway, guys, I was absolutely blown away by this game as a kid. But much like most of my collection, I never finished this game. And I hate to say that, but nowadays I'm a lot more dedicated to, you know, focusing my time on one game at a time. Hence why I beat Breath of the Wild for the second time. I beat Tears of the Kingdom for the first time. Back to back, guys. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, great games. Next up is Donkey Kong Bonanza. And actually, by the time you see this video, it's Bonanza release day. So enjoy your bananas. And yes, I ordered my copy. It's coming from Amazon. Great game, Shadows of the Empire. Check it out if you haven't done so yet. F1 Pole Position 64. I can say with full confidence, definitely one of my least played games on the N64. I'm just not a big F1 guy. Like, if I'm racing, it's typically games like Cruising USA or Mario Kart or Cruising World and stuff like that, or Hydro Thunder, Wave Race, Diddy Kong Racing, all that stuff. So, for some reason, my dad bought me this. Maybe he bought it for himself, but I recall playing it a lot more than he ever did. I mean, I don't know if he ever even played it. I mean, I recall enjoying it, but I never stuck with it because, again, I'm just not a big F1 guy. But I definitely want to revisit this game in all of my games at some point. And yes, my N64 is fully connected and working just fine in the basement. I'm telling you guys, I have a pretty cool basement, not gonna lie. And of course, it's always evolving. Next game. Perfect Dark. Going back to what I was saying before, guys, Rare just didn't miss back then. Perfect Dark, think GoldenEye, you know, on the N64, but Perfect Dark on the N64. Very similar experiences, very similar mechanics. Now, I do recall the frame rate being absolutely atrocious in this game. Guys, look it up. I'm talking like 10, 15 frames per second during certain scenes. But hey, you gotta think, guys, like, back in the 90s, we weren't as picky, you know? But I'm just going based on what videos that I can find these days. But Perfect Dark, from what I can recall, I loved it. Joanna Dark. And hey, shout out to Perfect Dark for being canceled on the Xbox Series S and X. Honestly, I kept forgetting they were even working on it, so that cancellation really didn't affect me all that much. It was very bittersweet. It just, I don't know, I don't really care, because it's like one of those games that they kept casually mentioning here and there, kind of like Duke Nukem Forever. I mean, I know, you can't compare Duke Nukem Forever to Perfect Dark, but you guys see what I'm saying? It was like kind of one of those games that was like, you know, in the headlines now and then, but then when it was finally officially canceled, you're like, oh, well, I'm not really that surprised. Anyway, Perfect Dark, N64, great game. Alright, I'm going to purposely look at this one because I just want to get it done, because this, guys, I have a little bit to say about this game, and by a little bit I mean a lot, but I'm going to try to keep it short. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. I will never forget being absolutely blown away by a TV ad. Guys, they would play it all the time on TV. This is back when commercials weren't really that common for video games. Yeah, I mean, in other words, anytime you saw a TV ad, it was kind of a big deal. Anyway, Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. One thing that they showed on TV was one of the monsters or dinosaurs or whatever it was. Actually, I think it was just a monster, and I forget the name. Guys, it's been a while. the monster would like kind of stretch its neck, and you could actually see the skin stretching on the monster's neck. And back then, that was a graphical achievement, an absolute graphical achievement. So to have that kind of experience, again, from the comfort of your home, was awesome. And please note, black cartridge, which is very cool. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil, great game. And like I said, Acclaim, guys. Anytime I see Acclaim, I think of the iguana in the beginning of the game, you know, where they show the company names and all that stuff. So, Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. Unfortunately, I never beat it as a kid. I don't think I beat it. Guys, again, I didn't beat most of these games. I'm ashamed to say that, but at the same time, I was a lot younger back then, a lot more ADHD prone, if you will. Not that I officially have ADHD, but you know what I mean. I was a kid. I was more easily distracted, but I absolutely recall loving Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. Drink break. Drink your water, kids. All right. I'm going to get the color cartridges done. Donkey Kong 64. Man, there is no more appropriate time to publish this video today because of the Bonanza release date. Donkey Kong 64 is one of those few games that actually required the N64 expansion pack because I could be wrong, I think you got like 4 extra megabytes of RAM. Let me say that again. 4 extra megabytes of RAM. I'm telling you guys, times have changed since then. Like back then we were so limited on resources, but to be able to have a game like Donkey Kong 64 at home with these beautiful graphics for its time, it was just an amazing experience. And I'll never forget, this is one of the very first games that I experienced surround sound with, because I think it supported Pro Logic or Pro Logic 2, one of those. It was more like simulated surround sound, but basically I had this somewhat decent surround sound set up, but I had these rear speakers underneath my bunk bed. So my bunk bed's up here, right? And then the bottom mattress. I would sit in my bottom mattress with my back against the wall, and I'd have these speakers like right here, so close to my ears, which you shouldn't do, by the way. You should have more of a wide soundscape, if you will. But anyway, guys, Donkey Kong 64, great game. Definitely a lot of collecting, much like Banjo-Kazooie. And oh, by the way, made by Rare. Coincidence? No. Guys, I'm telling you, we got games so much faster back then. I mean, guys, look at this. We got Perfect Dark and Donkey Kong 64, as well as Banjo-Kazooie within one console generation. Nowadays, we gotta wait years upon years just to get a new release, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, that just means they're putting a lot of care and attention into giving us the best possible experience. All right, back to randomness. Dr. Mario 64. Shout out to my sister, Kristen. I finally got this back from her because she borrowed my 64 in college and just gave it back to me, what, like a month or two ago. And this is one of the few games that she took with her. Dr. Mario 64. Guys, Dr. Mario in general will always be special to me. I started with the NES version. Did we have it on Super Nintendo? I forget, but I definitely recall playing most of my Dr. Mario days on the N64 with the fam. It was just so much fun. And I think on the Wii U, right? We never officially got a Dr. Mario game on the Switch, which kind of makes me sad. And yeah, we got Dr. Luigi, but Dr. Luigi has no business being a doctor. I'm just going to throw that out there, you know? Luigi, stick to sucking up ghosts. Mario should be the doctor in the house. Just going to throw that out there. Also, we had Dr. Mario on iOS. Not even worth playing, in my opinion. It's not the same. It's not even close to being the same. Nintendo, give us a simple Dr. Mario game online on the Switch too. I mean, it can't be that hard. That's an easy 30, 40 bucks in your pockets. All right. Dude, Yoshi's Story is my favorite Yoshi game of all time. For its time, the graphics were absolutely beautiful. Guys, what a fantastic freaking game. And no, I'm not showing any gameplay in this video. But hey, I'm just saying, if you're not subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it because I promise you I'm going to be streaming a lot of these retro games very soon on my Switch 2, thanks to the NSO expansion pack. Shout out to my dude Oracle for hooking me up with 1 year of that membership. Dude, you're amazing. Thank you. But anyway, I definitely plan on streaming this very soon on my Switch 2. But yeah, going back to the N64 days, guys, Yoshi's Story was a great Great game, beautiful for its time. And fun fact, in case anybody's wondering, my new favorite recent Yoshi game, you know, post N64 days, is definitely Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U. Phenomenal game, and I love the plush amiibo. And actually, I have a Wii U collection video. I will link that right below. I do, right? I'm pretty sure I have that. Alright. Diddy Kong Racing! Another game by Rare! You guys see a trend here? Rare was like one of the developers that you could just rely on from game to game to game. They just didn't miss. I mean, at least in my opinion. I never got around to owning Jet Force Gemini, but apparently that one was really good as well. And I'm pretty sure that was made by Rare, right? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was. But anyway, Diddy Kong Racing. This is a very special game. Like, Mario Kart World is fun, but I was hoping Mario Kart World was going to take a page out of Rare's book with Diddy Kong Racing, because basically what made this game special is, unlike Mario Kart World, and most racing games for that matter, you couldn't just go to a track and play. You know, like, you actually had to drive around the world, beat a track, then come back to the overworld, or whatever it was called, drive around, find secrets behind like waterfalls and everything, just earn enough collectibles to open more tracks that you would actually drive to. You wouldn't select them on a menu. At least I don't think you could. But guys, that's just my point. Like, this was such a unique experience. We need to bring back Diddy Kong Racing. Mario Kart World's amazing. I love it. I don't stick with it as long as I probably should, because I'd rather put my time into actual, you know, single player, linear, or open world games like Zelda and Donkey Kong. But Diddy Kong Racing was definitely special, and I'm hoping we get something like that in the near future. Probably won't, though. Next, what is it, guys? Tell me. Ooh, Mortal Kombat 4. I don't have like really strong memories of this, but I can guarantee you this. I loved it. I was such a big Mortal Kombat fan. I kind of fell off after Mortal Kombat 10. I don't think I even played Mortal Kombat 11 yet. I do own Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch. I know. Probably the worst system to buy it on. No offense to my fellow Switch 2 owners or Switch 1 owners. But it was like $13 during the eShop summer sale. So I was like, why not? I mean, that's the price of a lunch at Sheetz. So I bought it. I just have yet to play it. But anyway, Mortal Kombat 4, I have very vague memories of just loving this game. The only Mortal Kombat game I never really loved was Mortal Kombat Anthologies or something like that, where you would play as Sub-Zero, and it was like a side-scrolling adventure. It just wasn't very good. I mean, guys, I even loved Mortal Kombat Gold on the Dreamcast. Great game. I say even because I kind of recall people not loving that game, but I loved it. I loved it. All right, next up, what is it? Wave Race 64. I talked about this in my GameCube collection video, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but realistic water physics, great soundtrack, great announcer, like excellent announcer. I can't really recall what it sounded like now in my brain, but I guarantee you, like the second I pop this into my 64 or I played it on my Switch 2 NSO expansion pack, those memories will just come flying back to me like that. Wave Race 64 was awesome, and much like Pilot Wings, I'm going to say it again, Nintendo, whatever happened to this series? Seriously, what happened to this series? Wave Race, bring it back. Alright, these are about to fall, and I'm not going to let that happen on my watch. And I'm not even wearing a watch. Next, if I had to guess, I'm not even going to look at it. GoldenEye. Nope. Off-Road Challenge. So Off-Road, for those who don't know, was a very old, kind of top-down off-roading game. I think on the NES, I could be wrong, or Super Nintendo. Basically, the graphics weren't all that great back then, obviously, guys. We're talking late 80s, early 90s here. So when Off-Road came to the 64-bit era, I'm like, oh my god, this game is going to look incredible. And I recall playing this a lot. Honestly, guys, I can't tell you any exact memories, like, you know, the track names or the names of the trucks that I used, but I know for a fact I loved Off-Road Challenge, and this is definitely a game I want to pop in again soon and play. I'm getting itchy, which means I'm getting dust on my skin. Next, come on, give us GoldenEye. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Honestly, I forgot I had this on 64, but once again, I'm going to echo what I just said about Mortal Kombat 4. I loved it as a kid, and I'm sure I will love it today. It's Mortal Kombat. Come on, baby. I was a big fan of Mortal Kombat back in the day. And yes, I own the original Mortal Kombat games. Actually, fun fact for you real quick. I had Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo, right? But I recall renting it for Sega Genesis just because you could play with blood on. Yes, back then we couldn't play with blood on the Super Nintendo version. So to rent it as a kid purely for the fact that I wanted to see blood, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. Obviously, times have changed. All right, next, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Arguably one of the best Zelda games of all time. Not my favorite. My favorite is Breath of the Wild, even though I think Tears of the Kingdom is more fun from a gameplay and mechanics perspective. You can't beat having Ultra Hand, guys. It's just using your hands to lift up items and move them all around blew my freaking mind. It blew my mind, and it still blows my mind. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Switch games. Ocarina of Time, this was obviously a huge, absolutely huge deal for its time. I never beat it. I know, trust me, I'm ashamed. I'm going to sound like a broken record. I definitely want to beat this one of these days. But yes, I have beat Breath of the Wild twice. I beat Tears of the Kingdom once. I beat Echoes of Wisdom. So yeah, I mean, obviously, as you can see, as a kid, I just wasn't very focused. But nowadays, I'm so much more focused. But anyway, I definitely recall being absolutely blown away by this game. And I do have one very weird memory. Playing this, I was kind of shocked that there was no jump button. And shout out to my Danny. That sounded weird. Shout out to my friend Danny Minnick. He also kind of ran into this issue like a week or two ago when he was playing it on NSO expansion pack. Yeah, as a kid, I'm like, why is there no jump button? I was like, oh, you have to run towards a ledge or a gap and Link will actually automatically jump for you. Gotta be honest, I'm still not a huge fan of that. I mean, obviously we can jump freely in games today. But it is what it is. It wasn't a huge deal. It didn't break the experience or anything like that. But yeah, great game, and obviously playing the Ocarina was a lot of fun. Or Ocarina. Yeah, some people say Ocarina. I say Ocarina. Next, and no, I don't own Majora's Mask. I'm sorry, but yes, I have played it. Mission Impossible. Yo. I definitely recall loving this game, and I'm by no means a big Mission Impossible fan when it comes to the movies. I'm pretty sure I've seen a movie or two here and there, maybe over the years. I mean, I just never got into Mission Impossible, but I know for a fact I loved this game. And yes, they had the mission where you kind of just are going down on that wire, you know, that not tightrope, I guess, yeah, wire, and you're trying to avoid the lasers. And I recall as a kid being so annoyed because back then it was a hard mission. Nowadays, I wonder if I could just kind of breeze through that because, I mean, I like to think I'm better at games today than I was years ago. But yeah, the point is, Mission Impossible was a great game. We're nearing the end here, guys. Super Mario 64, I could make an entire video on this, and actually I did. It's called Video Game Recollection, Super Mario 64, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, guys, one of my favorite gaming memories of all time. I first played this at a Toys R Us N64 kiosk in Philadelphia. I was visiting my pop-up, rest in peace. And I will never forget, I was actually annoying my family that night. They were unboxing some big piece of furniture, and I was sitting on top of the box. And by the way, I mean, of course, by annoying, I mean in a funny way, I was just rambling, absolutely nonstop rambling about N64. And I recall my pop-up saying, if this David doesn't shut up about this game, like it was such a big deal. And I think I still have the strategy guide somewhere, but I recall in school, before the N64 even came out, man, the dust is insane. I would just absolutely stare at the strategy guide or player's guide or whatever it was called. And I just could not believe the graphics. I mean, guys, look at this game. I think it aged pretty well, right? It actually aged really well. I'm pretty sure this is a modded version because it's widescreen. Back then, we didn't have widescreen N64 games. At least for the most part, I don't think we did. But guys, one of my favorites games of all time. This was an absolute mind-blowing experience for me as a child. It changed everything that I knew about 3D platformers, and it was that good. And yes, I beat it. This is one of those games I was sure to beat as a kid because it was that important to me. And it was just, so long, Game Bowser, you know, like, such a good game, and trust me, I have more to say. I have more to say, but we need to move on. Super Mario 64, if you've never played it, shame on you. Like, I literally mean that. Shame on you. Because that is one of these staples that you have to play that represents the video game industry as a whole. It was that big of a deal. Just like GoldenEye. And that might be next. What is it? Doom 64. All right. Great game from what I can recall. There was never a Doom game I didn't like, but to have Doom on your N64 was a big deal. And I actually think I played this for a little bit on my Xbox Series X, because I think they have it on Game Pass, right? I'm pretty sure they do. So there you go. Sorry, I'm not going to say too much because we're already at almost 27 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes for you. Come on, give us GoldenEye. Okay, 1080 snowboarding. I was more of a Cool Borders fan by the time I got a PlayStation 1. And SSX tricky. Mild rant here. Why is it so hard for video game developers to stay on track with just keeping a game good? Like the new SSX, which came out years ago, I recall enjoying it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed SSX Tricky on the PS2. Like, why can't these video game developers just stay on track, make a damn good game? And yeah, if you gotta monetize it with microtransactions, that's fine, but don't do it in an obnoxious way. I'm just saying it because there's a lot of games out there that just get ruined by like one small feature that can blow up into this big thing online. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Anyway, rewinding. 1080 snowboarding. Great game. I mean, I recall enjoying it quite a bit. This is more of a realistic snowboarding game when compared to games like, you know, Cool Borders and SSX and whatever. But yeah, this is a fun game. Okay, I don't really have much to say. I'm not a big sports guy. How have we not had GoldenEye yet? GoldenEye! There you go! GoldenEye 007. Hell yeah, dude. Oh my god. Guys, I gotta take a drink for this one. GoldenEye 007. Yep, I used to have friends over all the time. I know, I actually hung out with real human beings. Shocking, I know. But seriously, guys, it was our house where we used to always have people over, and I was playing with my friends like, you know, Matt, Josh, Kevin, Crispin, all them. Guys, those names mean nothing to you. Nikki. But GoldenEye was such a big deal. I don't think anybody can argue how truly impactful this was. I mean, to have 4-player split screen on your TV while versing your friends, it was a significant deal. Also, I kind of recall embarrassing myself in front of someone who was sometimes a friend, sometimes not a friend. You know, it was an elementary, pre-high school drama, whatever. Well, I had a younger friend that I hung out with all the time because he was just easier to get along with, you know? And he was kind of like my gaming buddy, Nikki. And I'll never forget, I was at his house and I was explaining to him GoldenEye. Like, I was literally demonstrating to him how the enemies would die when you shoot them. And like, I was throwing myself down on the ground and rolling around, like just showing him the animations. And I kind of recall Crispin, again, the guy who's kind of my friend, kind of not my friend, kind of a dick, kind of a cool guy. He's kind of one of those people, you know? He was kind of like giving me a look. I was like, I don't care what I'm doing right now. Like, I was just having so much fun because back then, like pre-GoldenEye 007 days, we didn't have really anything like this on consoles or even PCs for that matter, with like these fully fledged animations and these realistic faces, which were just kind of like bitmaps of people's faces. Nowadays, it looks awful. And yes, I played this recently at Driftwood 2 when I hooked up my N64. As much as I love this game, guys, I gotta say, it did not age well. Seriously, try playing this on an N64 controller today. It is god-awful. Like, it's horrible. And I'm not dissing this game, I'm just saying it just didn't age well in today's times, you know? It's really, really hard to play. But anyway, we are actually getting a new GoldenEye game, I believe, or James Bond game, or whatever they're going to call it, on the Switch too. So I'm quite excited to check it out. And by the way, look at that. Another Rare game. Guys, I've shown, what, like 5 or 6 Rare games in one console generation? Nowadays, we're lucky to get like 1 or 2 games from a big company like Rockstar. Gaming development has slowed down immensely, but again, like I said earlier, obviously they have to put a lot more time and care into these games because they're looking more realistic than ever. And that's actually one area where AI is going to be really useful. And quick mention of that, yeah, people are losing their jobs, but the fact that AI is going to make video game development easier, I mean, I'm not against that. Yeah, it sucks that people are losing their jobs, but at the end of the day, as long as I get a good game in my house, I really don't care how it's made. Hot take? Sure, go for it. Flame me in the comments, I don't care. A good game is a good game. And speaking of, I have 2 games left, both of which I cannot see the front. Ooh, yo, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Another game by Rare. Do you see what's happening here? Do you see this? We got so many games back then, so much faster. Anyway, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Never beat it as a kid. But I do recall my mom going into, I'm pretty sure it was GameStop at the Deptford Mall, and she had to buy this for me because it was a huge deal back then to have an M-rated game on a Nintendo console. And this was definitely a more explicit game. Definitely new for its time. Nowadays, we throw around the F word like crazy, you know? And I mean, not that they said the F word or anything, but they definitely cursed quite a bit. And there was a lot of drinking and drugs and all that stuff. And I want a true sequel to Conker's Bad Fur Day. And no, I don't mean Reloaded. I want a true sequel or a true remaster. And it doesn't have to be Rare. Just please hand off the rights to another company that can actually do a damn good job. So Conker's Bad Fur Day was great. And I think I mentioned I never beat it as a kid, right? I got stuck at some part. I know I beat the Almighty Pooh, or whatever his name was. And I recall that part being hilarious, because he would like throw giant poo balls at you or something like that. It was gross. But guys, Conker's Bad Fur Day, if you've never played it, please do so. I'm trying to think. What is this last game? I'm not even gonna look. What is this? Oh wait, hold on. 2 quick mentions. Number 1, Mario Kart 64 might be in my 64, and if it's not, then it's this. And no, I do not own the original Super Smash Brothers. Gotta be honest, as a kid, I would see the TV ads and I'm like, why would I want these guys to fight each other? Like, why does Pikachu have to fight Mario and Luigi and whatever? Like, it doesn't make sense to me as a kid. So I gotta be honest, I wasn't that interested in Smash Brothers back then, but I absolutely loved everything about Melee on the GameCube. So it wasn't until Melee that I really got into Smash Brothers. So that's why you don't see the original Smash Brothers in my collection. But I would definitely like to buy that on eBay at some point soon. So if this is not Mario Kart 64, then I don't know what it is. Hold on, I'm gonna take a quick peek. It's not Cruisin'. Oh wait. What happened to Cruisin' World? I could have sworn I had Cruisin' World on N64. I'm telling you guys, there's some games floating around my house. Anyway, Mario Kart 64 is downstairs in the basement. I was just playing it the other night. And that game, I gotta say, it actually ages really well. Drifting, in my opinion, is a little hard. Actually, it's much, much harder than it is in today's games. But Mario Kart 64 will always be one of my favorites, most impactful Mario Kart games to date. And this, much like Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I mean, I'm just not. I'm sorry. I like it. I'm just not into it, really. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. This was a big deal for its time. I loved this game. It was so much fun. Think Mario Kart, but Star Wars racers and stuff like that. And obviously more of a hardcore audience than something like Mario Kart. And guys, there you go. There is my Nintendo 64 collection. What do you think? Obviously, it's not perfect. I don't think anybody has a perfect video game collection. I mean, unless you're absolutely going after every single game. But considering I was just a kid in the 90s, you know? 90s into the early 2000s. This is a damn good collection. And honestly, I think it's one of my best collections out of any console that I've ever owned. Because I'll say it again, N64 was one of the most favorite consoles of mine. Like, it was really that good. It's really that good. And yes, I'm excited about the analog N64, I think 4K. I'm pretty sure you can use your existing cartridges, right? Put them in, and I think it's going to upscale to 4K. I don't know how they're legally going to get away with that. I guess Nintendo doesn't really care. Maybe there's a fine line. I have no idea. But guys, there you have it. My Nintendo 64 collection. What do you think? No, I don't own Banjo-Tooie. I just never got around to playing that. I'm sorry. But hey, at least I own the original Banjo-Kazooie. Hayok? Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And next up is my Xbox 360 collection. That's going to be an even longer video because that's my largest video game collection that I've ever had. I'll see you soon. Happy gaming.